demigod somewhere along the lines, Tim, so I'm afraid I've got to sacrifice you. It's the only way to go.
Me?
Yeah.
I got to go?
Yeah, it was that or McRibs, and they haven't brought them back yet, so somebody's got to...
I'm the only thing holding this thing together.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Something's got to give.
Huh.
No. It's been a weird couple of weeks. Dodgy, man, and I'm watching online. Friends are passing away. Relatives of friends are passing away. Dude, it's like this tsunami of death everywhere I go.
That's the name of my new metal band, by
Is
the
it?
way.
Tsunami of Death.
Tsunami
That's
of
pretty
Death.
good, yeah.
It's pretty good, yeah.
Pooping Through a Screen Door, your first single?
Yes, it is.
That's good.
Yeah.
We've got weird stuff going on. But on the other side, we've got some pretty cool news to mention. We are going to be launching, we believe, this month with the Podcast One network, with the Jericho network. Chris Jericho has decided to add a little bit of darkness to his network, and we will be taking you deeper than we've ever gone before. Beyond the Darkness, you'll be able to hear every Monday starting near the end of December. Keep listening for more updates. You can follow us over on Facebook now. We have a page. You can go find Beyond the Darkness and follow in on there as we update you on what's going to be going on. And we've got it's how do you, people have already started asking me, how do you do a paranormal show and then have a different paranormal show? All I can say is, because it's a tight 1 hour show, we're going to take some of our favorite aspects of past episodes. Not that we're going to be re-editing or using old episodes, but we're going to take some of the things we've enjoyed most about things that have happened in past episodes and combine them into one hit. So now, from the moment we open the mics to the moment we close down, we're coming at you swinging. And we're going to be bringing you some of the weirdest, most bizarre, creepy, heartwarming, whatever topic we're on that night, we're coming out both barrels blazing.
Think of it as a straight shot of paranormal to your veins.
That's right. It's the epinephrine of paranormal talk radio. That would be the tagline.
Ooh, look at that.
Yeah, Beyond the Darkness, the epinephrine.
You're getting all medical on it.
I know.
Yeah.
So it's just like a quick speedball to the heart.
There you go.
Yeah. So we'll be offering that up, and you'll be able to find that. Now that's through Podcast One. I'm still not quite sure how it all works. People can subscribe to Podcast One, and there's a million amazing podcasts there.
Podcast One has an app.
Right.
So you can get it on your phone. You can also subscribe through iTunes. And again, go to podcastone.com. You'll see the Jericho Network there. And that's how you get it.
And people have said, I would pay for more Darkness Radio. Well, we heard you, and you're going to. It's available through Podcast One and through the Jericho Network. But I think it's something that's going to be a lot of fun, and it'll be different than what you've heard here. We'll still cover the same topics because it's a paranormal show, but it's a wham, bam, thank you, ma'am paranormal show, right?
Right.
I mean, we're coming in, getting busy, and leaving you hot and sweaty as we go make a sandwich at the end of the night. That's kind of what's going to happen.
Yeah, that's hot.
Yeah. You like that?
It's good.
It's probably only hot to you and I.
Probably.
All the lady listeners are like, that doesn't sound fulfilling at all.
That's gross.
Yeah. But that's what we're going to do. So that's some big news. That's going to be taking place. I got the final information letter in from our friends at Second Harvest Heartland. I wanted to make this quick mention. Dear Dave and Tim, from all of us at Second Harvest Heartland, and on behalf of the clients we serve, thank you for hosting a food and fun drive. It is only with your partnership that our work to end hunger can be possible. Your time and effort on your radio show coordinating your drive raised $13,364. That's $3,364 more than we went for. That's amazing. Yes. That's going to provide 40,092 meals to neighbors who need help in our community.
Pretty impressive.
That's astounding. So congratulate all of you out there in Darkness Angel Land for chipping in and being a part of that. And it is the season, Tim. Christmas is not far away, and our Christmas angels need to spread their wings because we're coming back adopting families. We've got a couple of families that I'm continuing to vet out right now. But if you are interested in helping families in need this holiday season, what you can do is email me, Dave at Darkness Radio, and just put in the subject line, Christmas Miracles or Darkness Angels, whatever you want to put in there, and then I will email you the family and their story, along with their kids' names, sizes, things that they're into, just like we've done every year for the last 4 or 5 years. And we've helped numerous families. Like I said, I think we got up to 9 families last year we were able to help.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 right now that we're almost completely done vetting, and I know we'll go a long way to help. And it's pretty amazing the way our listeners have stepped up and made a difference in the lives of so many people that they'll never know.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in being a part of our Christmas miracles and want to be a part of that, just email me, Dave@darknessradio.com, Dave@darknessradio.com, and we will get you that information probably by the end of this week. And just to cue people in, usually what they'll do is you can go on Amazon.com. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's on that interweb thing.
Oh, is that where it is?
Yeah, Amazon.com. And
I
you
keep
can go
driving
in.
around looking for the store, but
It's not there.
No?
You can follow trucks thinking they're going to take you there. They don't. They just lose you quickly. But what you do is you can order stuff on Amazon and have it sent directly to the families as a gift item. And I'll tell you what you can do for yourself and for your friends and family. You can do a double banger here, Tim.
Okay.
How about this? Did you know that you can sign up for Amazon Smile, which actually a portion of everything you sell goes to the charity of your choice?
Really?
So you could choose Second Harvest Heartland, or you could choose the American Cancer Society, or you could choose put Dave money in Dave's wallet.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's not an LLC or a 501(c), but I am willing to accept cash.
Well, all right.
But you can choose where you want your money to go, and every purchase, a percentage of that goes directly to your favorite charity. So you'll not only be helping out a family with Christmas miracles, but you'll be able to help your favorite charity. Then, when you're dealing with the kids, look up toys, go to the left side, scroll down, look at the 70% discount stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You will find some of the most amazing toys and games, Tim, for pennies on the dollar.
Really?
Yeah, where if you go look at it on Target or Walmart or Best Buy online, you may pay 3 or 4 times the same price.
Huh.
So there's 70% off, 50% off, 30% off, all the way up to like no percent off. So there's all the choices you can make to find it. And they even break it down for you by age groups and categories. Boys, age 9 to 12. Girls, age 8 to 15. So it's really kind of an interesting way to do that. And it makes it easier for you to be a Darkness Angel. Because you can go in and find inexpensive gifts to help fill other people's needs and wants. How about that?
I like that.
So that's what we're going to do. All right, we're going to jump out, take a quick break. When we come back, one of our favorite guests is back in studio. Jody Levon, The Happy Medium, is with us. She has a brand new book, The Happy Medium, Speaking the Language of Intuition. We'll talk with her about her work and her books. We'll do that when we return. You're listening to the best in paranormal talk radio. This is Darkness Radio. We'll talk about that.
It's a slow death, you know.
Yep. Jody Levon is here, the happy medium, an accomplished medium with over 30 years of experience. She's a prominent local and national radio personality and is the resident psychic on the very successful television show here in the Twin Cities, Twin Cities Live. You've probably seen me post up videos of the two of us on our investigations. We've gone everywhere from the Minnesota State Fairgrounds to First Avenue, Keys Restaurants, where I'm still being haunted by the pies I ate there, Tim. Jody's first book, The Happy Medium, Awakening to Your Natural Intuition, received a number of accolades, including those from Edgar Cayce's ARE and Publishers Weekly. Her new book is out. The Happy Medium, Speaking the Language of Intuition, is designed for people who want to more fully understand the language of their own intuition. So this little book is packed with dynamic, entertaining, insight-popping kind of techniques that can be applied in a parking lot, a mall, a boardroom. Tim, I don't know, while you're watching wrestling?
Really?
Yeah, there's all kinds of ideas here.
Huh.
So if you'd like to get started, let's start, shall we? The Happy Medium sitting across from me, smiling and glowing as always, Tim. Hi, Jody. Welcome back.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Good to have you in here. I hear you were cheating on us.
What?
Cheating on
Tim was in recording a week or so ago, and he saw you in here with someone else recording, huh?
I did.
Yes.
I
Care to
pondered at
explain
her
that?
from afar. I was,
Care to explain that to us, Jody Levon?
Well, you know, I have a big appetite.
Is that what they call it? All right. One show's not good enough. She wants to be on them all, Tim.
I guess. Yeah.
Speaking the language of intuition. Talk to me a little bit about that. When you say a language of intuition, is that a metaphor, or is there something to speaking and understanding what intuition really means?
There really is a language, and it speaks your own intuition has its own language within you, and it speaks to you within your feelings. So if you know how you feel, you are beginning to speak the language of your own intuition. So when you get a certain feeling inside of you, all jokes aside,
I call that gas. I didn't know that was intuition, Tim.
Well, that could be because you ate too much popcorn,
Could be.
or because you're about to see somebody who makes your stomach ache because they're not very nice.
Yes.
And if you can pay attention to the signals your body gives you, you can start to read what each one means. And it's different for everybody. And you watch and you think, I think that means this. And you see how that comes out and you start to speak your own language. But you do have to know how you feel. And the other thing that you have to know how to do is to get yourself into this happy, intuitive place, because I've been in the down place a lot in my life. And I still had my intuition, but everything was pretty dark. When I got myself into a happier place, I started to really become more insightful. So I figured if I become happier, I will be more insightful. Then your intuition is on fire.
You're not dampened by the dark thoughts then. You're not dampened by negativity.
Right, because your vibe is high. When your vibration's high, then you can pick up on all the things that are out there, like radio waves. You know, intuition's the same thing. You can not only pick it up and feel it, you know what it means. So if you're...
How do you do that? I mean, especially this time of year, there's a lot of people dealing with a lot of negativity. You know, there's a lot coming at them right now, and the holidays can be really rough. How do you push yourself from low vibration into a high vibration when you're just not feeling like you've even got the energy to make a sandwich for yourself that day, let alone, take on the world and tune into the good?
Well, the first thing you do is give yourself permission to have every feeling that you do, and you don't beat yourself up for it. And then you say to yourself, I would like to feel better. I don't, but I'd like to. And you find something in front of you that you like. Anything. It could be a hangnail that looks funny. It could be some mud on the wall. It could be something good to eat, like the sandwich that you're going to make. Because once you start to notice things that you like, that please you, and that you appreciate, your vibration starts to raise.
Tim, she likes hangnails and mud on her wall.
That's unusual.
Very unique.
But everybody's got different tastes.
Right,
so whatever makes them think something's funny or like it, that's what they do. And it lifts you up, literally lifts your vibe up. Little by little, you can get from very low to not exactly sky high right away, but you make your way. And then you stop and you say, I'm not going to say mean things about myself to myself. It's healthier to say it about someone else. And then
actually, doesn't that work like a cancer on you too when you're spreading vile venom and saying nasty things about others? Doesn't that start to eat away at who you are as a person?
Exactly. And then you get more of whatever you're talking about. So whatever you talk about, you get more of anyway.
Okay.
So if you start talking about the fact that you're feeling better. So I know when I've lost weight, when I want to lose weight, I won't say, oh my God, my stomach. Oh my God. I'll say, oh, I'm so excited. I'm about to eat healthier foods. It's going to feel better and I'm going to feel better. Look at that. Those jeans that I have in the corner now fit. Any little thing. Or those socks I just found go with the jeans that don't fit. And I find humor in it and it lifts me up.
Okay. So it's faking it till you make it.
Yeah, but okay, so humor is like my favorite.
Sure.
So that's why you find things like a hangnail that's funny to you because that lifts your vibe. And it really isn't good to talk about other people. I'm serious about that. But when you find something, anything that you think is funny, irony is great. You love irony. I know that. It lifts you up. And then the next thing you're going to feel is an appreciation for more and more. And you start to want certain things and they start to come to you. I start getting the best parking space at Target.
She's the reason you can't park up front, Tim.
You're in handicap parking?
Yeah.
I knew it.
She's like, hey, nobody's even using this spot.
Oh,
It's got
you gotta have that. You gotta have that placard, Jody, before you can park there. There's a $200 and some fine.
Well, I even use it when I want to shop and I'm not in the mood to shop.
Right.
So if I'm shopping for a friend, I can think about that friend and feel what I feel when I'm with that friend and walk right to something that they would like. And then I have to say to myself, yet it needs to be something I can afford. And then I walk to something else they like.
All right. So tuning into intuition, how do you now you gave some good pointers here that you have to start with, okay, I'm allowed to feel the feelings I have and accept what they are and move past them. Instead of becoming a slave to them, you push past and acknowledge it, give it its due, and then move past it. It's like a shirt that got baby Earp up on it, right? I mean, you're stuck wearing it for a little bit till you get home, you take it off, and now you put on a new clean shirt and you can start over. So once you've got that down, and then you start making yourself laugh, do some things that maybe crack you up, look at some, kitty videos on YouTube or whatever brings happiness and laughter to the minions, which is a big thing. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. Kitty videos really excite people. But find that. I personally like to watch otters. So, but you watch things that make you laugh, that'll start to raise your vibration.
Right.
And then when you start the positive affirmations in a sense of not so much I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and dang it, people like me. But if you just start talking about, I'm having a good day, I'm doing this, and you kind of put yourself into a different mindset, then the things that are on that level will start to come to you.
Exactly. Because it's what you see and what you say is what you get. What you see and what you say really is what you get back. And the thing about your feelings is you can't control your feelings, but your emotions, that's the story you tell yourself about what your feelings mean. So that's the part you make peace with. Like, well, I'm telling myself a story. I don't really know if that's true, but that's the story. The feelings are just the feelings. And then when you can just move through that, you start to notice things that you like. And more of those things keep coming back to you and keep coming back to you and keep coming back to you till you don't even have to try. You're just automatically doing it, but you can never lie to yourself. So if you're having a really gross day, you just say, this is a really gross day. I'm glad I dressed well for it. You just keep saying things to yourself, right, that make you feel a little bit better. And then you look outside and you think, it's not that snowy. That makes me happy. You find these little things. But the thing is, you don't really have to tell people you're doing it because you might be hanging around people that are also feeling low. So if you can bring yourself up, they might come up also. Mm-hmm. And you'll also gravitate toward, and people will gravitate towards you that radiate at a higher vibe.
And that is important. I've been doing that over the last few years, is slowly weeding out the people in my life that have really become leeches. And the thing is, it's not even like I'm mad at them or against what they're doing, but it's just that's a different code. And I don't want to be a part of that world anymore. I don't want to give that freedom to, pooping on my parade all the time. I want to have fun. I want to try to enjoy the life that we're given here. And so that's an important aspect, I would guess, just purely cutting the dead weight. Right.
You need to be with people who fire you up.
How do you get past that guilt, though? I mean, so you feel like, but I've known this guy for 20 years, or I've known this gal for 10 years of my life. And, what's the old saying about, commonality breeds, contempt. When you're used to something, after a while, you just start to dislike or disrespect it instead of enjoying what you've got with it. How do you get past that and cut the binds, the ties that bind without, feeling horrible about yourself for doing it?
Because your happiness counts. Mm-hmm. That's where all your joy and all your happiness bring you the best things in life. You're not doing anybody a favor if you're friends with them because you feel like you have to be. In fact, you're doing a disservice to them as well. So you can be respectful, you can still love them, but your energy doesn't grow when you're with them. You don't feel like they give you anything, you don't have anything to give them, and you simply take your attention away from them and put it where you want it to be. And when they want to get together with you, if your stomach drops and you feel heavy thinking about it, don't do it. Be respectful, but don't do it. You don't owe them your good energy.
A lot of people, I think, are worried. We're also worried about what everybody else thinks. If you could cut somebody out of your life and not have it have any repercussions, knowing they're not going to go whine or complain to your other friends or family members, right? It'd be real easy to just, I'm done, goodbye, and walk away from it. But I think it's important for people to realize, too, that when you're making that cut, the people they're going to go bitch and whine to about it are probably people you don't want in your life either.
Right.
Or if they are people you want in your life, they're going to already know that this person's full of smoke and they're the ones that are causing the problem. You did the right thing by walking away.
Right. And the more you do that, the less those people will want to be around you. And I don't mean that negatively. They just won't be getting what they keep wanting from you.
Right.
So they'll go elsewhere themselves. So it really works that way. But the thing is to be respectful and notice that you do love them. You've maybe had fun with them, just not working anymore. And if you turn your attention away, you don't even have to physically sometimes make that cut. They just go away.
Well, that's a good point, too. We have to take a break. The happy medium is here with us this evening. Jody Levon speaking the language of intuition this hour. We'll do some supernatural news next hour, and then we've got Parashare. We'll open up phone lines if you want to share your own experiences and want to, talk about ghosts, UFOs, Bigfoot, psychic phenomena, whatever you want to talk about. That'll be in the third hour of tonight's show. Plus, we've got a couple copies of Jody's book to give away. So why don't we do this? We'll go ahead and why don't we take lucky caller number 11 right now, Tim, at 651-989-5855. 651-989-5855. The 11th caller gets an autographed copy of The Happy Medium, Speaking the Language of Intuition by Jody Levon. You'll get that and more. Stay tuned. The best in paranormal continues right after this.
Wow.
Jesus Christ. He's going to be our main topic Friday and Saturday. We're going to talk about the historical Jesus Christ. We're going to talk with our good friend Scott Walter, who is going to chat with us about the Jesus ossuary.
Okay.
And I don't know if you heard about this, but they believe that Jesus' tomb has been opened for the first time.
Did he come out
and he's
say
selling
hi
out
to
of donuts?
everybody?
No, but it's true. So we're going to talk about that. We'll talk about more. And then we're going to actually talk about the biblical hidden stories of the Shroud of Turin.
Oh.
We have a guest who believes that the Shroud of Turin was talked about throughout the Bible in the New Testament.
You know, supposedly my relatives had that for a little while.
What, the Shroud of Turin?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. A nice tablecloth until they burned it.
Well,
nice going, Tim.
Yeah, they accidentally spilled a little bit of wine on it. They were French, you know.
Jesus Christ, Tim, he's going to be with us on Saturday night, too. We've got Jesus Christ on. We're going to be talking about the Holy Ark. We're going to be talking about the Ark of the Covenant.
My finger on the stump button over here.
Why are you doing that? Jesus Christ is the topic that we're talking about, Tim. I'm telling you. And then we're going to be doing on earlier, we're going to be talking about some of the codices.
Okay.
Some of the earliest images ever known to exist of Jesus Christ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it's a full weekend of Jesus Christ on Coast to Coast AM.
Okay.
So we're going to look at the historical and the magical Jesus Christ, the one that poops out Easter eggs and hops around. Isn't that his story?
That's not him.
Oh.
That's Easter Bunny.
I get those two confused all the time. No, I don't. Come on. One of them's a savior. The other one's delicious and chocolatey.
Jesus isn't delicious and chocolate.
Right. That's why I said one is a savior. That's
I got that mixed
Jesus
up too.
Christ all weekend long on Coast to Coast AM with me, Dave Schrader. So you can tune in. Friday, we've got Darkness Radio for 3 hours. And if that's not enough for you, Jesus Christ will be the topic of the weekend. You can tune in and check it all out. For those of you people out there rolling your eyes saying, the religious crap. I say to you, stop being a jerk. Just listen to the show. There's some really captivating. For those of you that are not religious, I think you're going to really enjoy the shows too, because we're going to look at the scientific the principles of Jesus Christ and the human side of the story. And then we're going to talk about some of the magical side, like, moving stones and coming back to life. I mean, that's some pretty cool stuff if you can pull it off.
Did he ever make his thumb disappear and then come back and then make it appear?
That's an illusion.
Oh.
Yeah.
He didn't do that?
No. No.
Because I like that trick. That's kind of cool.
Well, that's not the topic, but that's what we've got. We've got a great list of shows going on this week. Are we on Thursday? Do you remember? Are we booted for football this week?
I got to check that. I don't remember.
All right. Yeah. So otherwise, I know we're here Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. We'll let you know if Thursday's a go. And then on Friday and Saturday night, I'll be doing Coast to Coast AM. And 'tis the season, Tim. A lot of people like to talk about these kind of topics, and I just thought it'd be cool to kind of jam-pack the weekend. Yeah. With interesting takes on the Christ phenomena.
Yeah.
Jody Levon's in studio. The language of intuition, Tim. Tonight we talk about the love languages of intuition with Jody Levon. Jody, how do we separate the naysaying part of our voice in our heads from intuition? You know, I mean, is there really a way to differentiate between the don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, and being, just shy, reserved person, or do it, and you're just a shy introvert who wants to do something, but you don't know how to differentiate between it being, conscious being your guide or intuition. How do we?
That's the language.
Okay.
So the language would be your intuition never shames you. Never makes fun of you, never gives you the finger.
Gotcha.
But that side of us that's critical does.
Yeah.
So that's part of it.
So in my head, when I hear, don't do it, you're a moron, that's the part I don't want to listen to.
Yeah, that's too many cartoons.
Yeah, but when I hear, yes, Dave, this is the time to strike, my friend, that's when I'm going to go.
Right. And when your stomach gets like a lift up, that's a yes. Your stomach gets a lift up. That's a yes. Okay. When you feel, and what's like dancing. When it tanks, that's a no. So that's the language. How does it feel when something tanks in you? When something just goes boom and your stomach feels heavy? That's oftentimes a no intuitively.
So that's the physical language of intuition.
And dancing, like the feeling of butterflies dancing, that's a yes.
Really? That fluttery, nauseated feeling?
Well, that's too many cookies.
Okay.
But that could be anything.
Or Cadbury eggs, Tim. I don't know.
Jody, I'm concerned. Why is Gilbert Godfrey and Antonio Banderas in Dave's head?
Because he's a medium.
We all have our own.
But they're not dead, Jody.
It doesn't matter.
We all have our spirit animals, Tim.
Oh.
Those are mine.
All right.
But that is, I mean, in my head, I've got the negative. But you're right. I guess it's when it's that calming. You can do this. Come on, just take the shot, dude. That is the language
right.
of
and the
positivity.
knowing feeling that just like you just know, or you just feel like you're moving forward with it. You're drawn to it. Something's been in the back of your mind, and it's a positive thing. Again, your intuition never tells you to jump off a bridge, ever.
Right. It's a perfect example. Was around this time 11 years ago. Tim said, "Do you want to do a radio show?" And what topic do you want to do? And without hesitation, I said the paranormal. And I remember Tim going, "Huh, the paranormal, huh?" And we had that little talk about why. And I never hesitated. I never questioned that would be a cool topic for a radio show.
Right. And it is. And you're very successful.
Tim is still not quite sure, but.
It's not that no, in all honesty, I never, it doesn't matter. We could have done a show about bugs. For all I care, it's Dave's personality that I knew would drive the show and make it successful. Well, so my intuition in that case was dead on.
Wow.
But it's also the combination of the way you play off of each other and your vibration raises, and then other people are happy listening.
Oh.
So that means more success is coming to you.
Gotcha. Well, you heard that, Tim. More success.
More success?
Yes. We might make it up to $11 an hour eventually.
Don't talk like that.
Just in time for the 11th anniversary.
Don't jinx it like that.
Yeah, that's coming up soon.
It is.
11th anniversary show. Yeah. Jody Levon. I don't know if you're aware.
That's actually really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Will there be a dance?
I just found out we're actually going to be hosting Coast to Coast on New Year's Eve now.
Yeah.
Fabulous.
Yeah. And then what is New Year's Eve this year? Is that a
Sunday?
That's a Saturday.
Yeah.
And January 1st is a Sunday. So there might be a special edition of Darkness Radio available on Sunday the 1st for our anniversary, because we're not going to miss an anniversary show.
That's cool. Know what else is happening on the 1st?
Your birthday.
No, we're getting a puppy.
Oh, good.
Like all three of us are getting a puppy?
She just turned into like a 4-year-old girl when she said it to me. She's all playing with her hair, and we're getting a puppy. That's cool. What kind of dog are you getting?
It's called a Cavachon.
A Cavachon?
Mixed between a Bichon Frise and a King Charles Cavalier.
Wow.
Because my instincts and my gut told me to do it.
Wow. Huh. What did your wallet say, though?
My wallet said, do half now, half later.
Oh, gotcha.
Not the dog.
Half a puppy?
Paying for it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cruel and disgusting.
Well, you're only allowed to take part of it home, and it's always the part that poops, Tim.
Oh, no.
No. When you're dealing with intuition like this, though, and you call on it for these type of things, and you're putting out the intuition of, I mean, is there a difference between intuition and intention that people should be aware of?
Well, your intention is what your head tells you want.
Right.
Your intuition is what your soul's telling you want.
Right, but you were talking kind of about intuition and getting good parking spots. I thought that was kind of the gift of intention, is setting forth that there's going to be a front row spot.
Right. So when I'm in a really decent space and I'm connected to that higher soul self, that kind of knowing place, right. I want a great parking spot. There it is. I want to go out with my adorable husband before I even know him and I meet him. There he is.
Wow.
So, I mean, there's a lot more to it, and you can start small, like a parking spot, but it really does work. If you want something and you're in a good space with it and you see it and you don't stand in the way of it, it can come to you. And your intuition can help you get there, because you start noticing the signals about where you should go with it. It's where you're led. It's like where you get excited, where you feel like you're drawn to go, where your stomach goes, that dancing feeling. That's your intuition. That's your language of intuition talking to you and saying yes. So if you intend something, you want something, you should be able to have it, because we're here for that. We're here to have joy and happiness. If we want it, we can have it, barring something significantly horrible.
Well, what if my happiness and Tim's are in opposition with one another, and I want this and he wants that, and who ends up winning in a situation like that if you're close to people? And I'm just
right,
because this is like a marriage, but how do you end up? Who wins in that deal?
I have the perfect example.
What?
They just announced today at the Minnesota State Fair, opening day.
Nickelback.
Right.
I'm going.
I don't even want to see that. Yeah. I would rather you impale me, Jody, with 5 sharp swords than listen to Nickelback at the fair. Now, I would rather they go away and never come back again. Dave wants front row.
Yeah.
Well, that's because you don't like them, so you keep thinking about that you don't like them, so they're in your consciousness, so there they are.
You're drawing them to you.
Dave just loves them and gets out of the way, and there they are.
We're going to see the 45-cent show.
The 45
That's where
cent.
50 cents opens for Nickelback, and it becomes a 45-cent show. You like that, Tim?
I like that.
It's a little math. Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break. When we come back, Jody will walk us through some of the things we can start to apply in our life right now to start taking advantage of these things. We've already kind of started to broach that, but what can you do tomorrow to start to kick this in? And then we've got another copy of her book, The Happy Medium, Speaking the Language of Intuition. And I'm gonna telegraph the number to you, Tim, not over the air,
okay.
and so our listeners don't even know.
All right.
So you be lucky caller number.
Got
you
it.
get a copy. How about that? Use your intuition, folks.
Okay.
Hold off and wait till you know your caller number and then call in. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with more Jody Levon right after this. Friends Shopping Network, you just call in with your credit card and we'll send you things we know you need.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you like that? That's my new new inspiration.
Yeah.
We've got one more copy of The Happy Medium, Speaking the Language of, I almost said nutrition, of intuition, but that's important too, right? Is feeding that intuition and keeping it going. Why don't we go ahead and we'll give away one more copy. What's your favorite number, Jody?
6.
6. We'll give it away to caller number 6 right now. It's 651-989-5855. 651-989-5855. Be the 6th caller to get that, and we will start up now. There we go. I flushed the lines for you, Tim.
There you go.
6th caller can get the last copy autographed book by Jody Levon. Jody, what can we do to start feeding that intuition and start to make a difference that people can, see immediately?
Well, there are different things that you can do to sharpen it so you start to have more confidence.
All right.
So the first thing is the whole thing about appreciation and things that you like. Listen to yourself breathe. It brings you into your body. And there's a little game, one of the things in this book, a little exercise. Let's say you go to a party and you come in a few minutes late, so you didn't see anybody else come in. Maybe there's 12 people. And you're chatting. You don't know everybody very well, maybe only the host. And they're nice. As you're talking to somebody, look at them just like you were looking at me and think, who do they remind me of? When I'm talking to them, does my stomach feel warm? Am I getting pictures? Do they remind me of somebody? Do they remind me of a time of my life? And you sink into the feeling you get when you're talking to them. Then you leave the party a couple minutes early. You talk to a couple people and do this. And you see where your intuition leads you as far as where their car is. It's got to be a small parking lot that these people parked in, or a street. And you let yourself be drawn to and pulled to the car. When you think about a specific person, which car might be theirs? It sounds really funky, but it works.
Okay.
And then you do it a couple times and you hide in your car and you see how correct you are.
With our luck, it's the drunkards that'll be there all night at the party before I see them come wandering out to their car. What do you do when... we all have that bad way of prejudging people, right? And you meet somebody and kind of your hackles go up at the beginning and you think, no, this person is not for me. And then, or, this person reminds me of this person who I absolutely despise. Doesn't that start to muck with the intuition as well? Because you're maybe not giving that person a chance to shine through. You're already kind of dispensing on them feelings towards somebody else that reminds you of them.
Right. So you have to shake it off. You know how a dog shakes off the water?
Right.
You shake it off and you take a couple breaths and you look at them again from that happier space. You just lift yourself up and look at them again. And if you still see the same thing and you're thinking about that person they remind you of and you're getting kind of angry, it's not them. It's you.
Okay.
Because that's how it works. If it immediately brings a response of anger, it doesn't have anything to do with them. It's all you. And it's something you haven't resolved. And that's all right. If you're drawn to somebody, there's a reason you're drawn to them. If you're literally like you meet them and you pull away and it's not because you're thinking they remind you of somebody, it's just a feeling you have, there's something to it. But you still have to be careful. You still have to give them a chance. Honestly, I trust my gut. I follow my heart and I use my head. I very rarely just do one. I have to see how they all kind of work together. That's how you find balance.
So walk through those 3 things again. You want to follow your...
You trust your gut. So you kind of get that gut feeling. There's something to this and I'm going to pay attention to that.
Okay.
Where in my body is talking? What does this mean for me? You follow your heart. If your heart says, oh, this person's really amazing. I just am drawn to this person. My heart is open to them. And your head says, no, they take money from people. Then you step back if your heart, your head, and your gut are not all in unison, you step back and you take another look at it. So if I met them at a party, I'd walk away. I'd maybe go get some water, talk to somebody else, go back and see if I felt the same way. Usually it'll happen. People get a feeling in their stomach, like their solar plexus, or their head will start to kind of feel like it's being tapped right between their eyes. And you start to feel something about that. You clear the slate in your head and you can start to feel, I am drawn to this person. I am repulsed, literally. There's a reason, but it doesn't always show up right away. You have to watch and you have to wait, but it will be shown to you. Your intuition will show you why.
But if you're beginning to open up like this, empathy will be one of the first things I would guess you connect with on people, right?
Right.
How do you know then that you're not picking up on just Jody had a really bad day? She's a human. She's a sweetheart. She's beautiful. She's fun to be around. But today I meet Jody who woke up, stepped in dog puke, and stubbed her toe trying to go to the bathroom to get a towel to mop it up. And then her car wouldn't start and she was 20 minutes late for her interview. And this is the funk Jody I've got in front of me. How do you know that it's not just they're having a bad day?
Awesome question. Because you have to know how you feel. You have to know what kind of mood you're in before Jody walks in the door. You have to know your own space. You have to know whose space is whose. Is this your space or mine? Am I in a good space? Am I feeling really good? If you're feeling really good and somebody walks in the door and your stomach drops or you have a feeling of, I don't want to go talk to them, that's your intuition because you know your own space and you are feeling really good.
Right. And that part I understand. But how do I know that I'm getting the real Jody at that moment? You know, maybe what I'm saying is normally that would not be who you are. But today you're in a horrible mood. You had bad news before you got to where you had to be and spilled coffee on your lap. And so that funk is a part of who you are. And as you're opening up your empathic side to this intuition, how do you know that you're not just picking up their ick for that moment and that's not really who they are?
You can see it when you look in their eyes.
Okay.
You can see a lot of things when you look in their eyes. And the other thing that you know is you get like a feeling of something sinking in, just sinking in when that's who they are. Literally like you feel like an elevator is just going down through your body. When it's who they are, like if they're joyful, if they're usually joyful, you can see a little spark in their eyes. So the other thing is you might get a flash of somebody that you know that had a bad day, a good friend of yours, or you might literally have a flash of you having a bad day. That's how your intuition will speak to you. If you're a visual person, you'll get flashes in your head and you might get a picture of you having a bad day. That intuitively is how you might know they're having a bad day. Then you look in their eyes and you can see if that connects or not for you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I totally get that. The Happy Medium, her new book, Speaking the Language of Intuition. Jody Levon, our guest this hour. And Jody, you're invited if you want to hang out for Supernatural News.
I'm
and
staying.
Share. All right. You're welcome to hang out here and share in all this weirdness that we're about to delve into. We'll be back with more. I'm Dave Schrader. That's Tim Dennis. And joining us this evening, Jody Levon here on Darkness Radio. Welcome back to Darkness Radio. Supernatural News time. Tim Dennis is over at the Supernatural News Desk. We'll launch into that in a few moments. Big news this weekend, Coast to Coast AM, more and more Darkness Dave. You get me all week this week, and then on Friday night, right after we wrap up Darkness Radio, I'll be taking over the reins from George Norrie from midnight till 4 a.m. on Coast to Coast AM, the #1 listened to overnight talk show in the world. And then I'm back Saturday night to do even more. Much to Tim's chagrin, he'll be getting no sleep this weekend. He'll just be here bored monkeying for me and keeping me afloat.
Well, that's no big deal.
Eventually hit me with a cattle prod to keep me awake.
I do little shadow puppets against the wall while you're doing the show. It keeps me entertained, yeah.
But we've got Jesus Christ.
What? No, you can't
weekend.
say that.
We can. That's the topics this weekend. We're going to be taking a look in the first night, the Jesus Ossuary, and there's some really cool new news. Jesus Ossuary, that's the box that they believe actually held the bones of Jesus. We're going to talk about that. What does this mean to history to find something like this? We're also going to talk about the fact that for the first time, they believe in 5,000 years, the tomb has been opened. And has there been a miracle? We'll find out about that. And then we're going to talk about the Shroud of Turin and its hidden meanings and hidden in the literature of the New Testament, Tim. We have a guest who believes he can prove that the Shroud of Turin was mentioned during those times.
Really?
Yeah. And then on Saturday night, Jesus Christ is back is our topic, Tim. We're going to talk about the Ark of the Covenant. Well, that's more of a God thing, I guess, right?
Well, yeah.
And then that's Old Testament-y stuff, but
Testamini?
Testamenty, which are delicious. I
They
love
are.
the peppermint Testamenties.
I got a whole dish of them in back of me here.
And then there's and then we're going to be talking about, the Lost Ark, and what was the other part of the show? Oh, the codices, the photographs, or not photographs, but the first known images of Jesus Christ.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did they have a photo booth back then?
Yes.
Was it just like him and the
just all
disciples?
zany and
know.
making dumb faces with his friends.
that's
And
cute.
it's but we'll talk about that and some of the other interesting bits of legend, lore, and reality that is Jesus Christ, Tim. That's what we're going to be talking about. So whether you're a believer or not, I think there's something in this for everyone. And again, I don't take sides when it comes to these shows. We're just going to let the guests come on and share. And I can tell you, some believe, some do not. So it'll be an interesting dichotomy. We'll look that word up, Tim. You'll be surprised as I was. There's no K in it.
Dichotomy.
Yeah, there's no K in dichotomy.
That?
Well, not with a K or a silent pff.
There's no PH in dichotomy?
No, there's no pff in dichotomy. So that's what we got going on. A lot of cool stuff. And it's time for Christmas Angels. We need your help. Let's help out. We've got some families in need. And if you are interested in helping to supply some some Christmas presents for families in need this holiday season, email me, dave@darknessradio.com, and put Christmas Miracles in the subject, and I will send you the story of one of the families. We've got 2 families right now that we've vetted, and we're going to be working with those 2 families to begin. And you can offer to do 1 family or 2 families. They do have, I think, multiple kids, 3 or 4 kids in each family. So maybe one family's easier for you than others. But we had Darkness Radio Angels last year, Tim, that helped all 9 families.
Yeah, I know.
And some of those families had 6 kids.
Yeah.
So they bought for like a total of, I think it was like around 21 kids last year.
It's amazing.
And they even sent gift cards for the moms and dads and grandparents and people that were raising these kids and need a little break as well. But we love to try to spread the wealth and share the love, and that's what we do on the show. And we're very proud of that. And knowing that we're putting out that call and our listeners are answering and helping others is amazing. So thank you very much for being those people and helping us out. Dave@darknessradio.com, and I'll make sure to get that information out to you in the next few days. Mr. Dennis, Jody Levon has decided to stay with us. She's going to critique the news tonight. She'll tell us when she feels that there's something to the story. She's going to use intuition to tell us if she believes the stories are malarkey or real.
Oh, let's start with this one.
Okay.
Is there football on this Thursday?
Do we know that yet or not?
Yeah, we do. We got a full week this week. There's no football.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't plan this well. Coast to coast and a full week.
Yeah.
I need a break. Apples. Jody, my intuition was not working on this week. And Jody Levon's new book, The Happy Medium, Speaking the Language of Intuition, is out. And how can they find it? Where can they get copies?
It's on Amazon. It should be at Barnes and Noble.
Okay. Still brick and mortar stores. That's pretty exciting.
Very exciting. But I know you know what? It's also at, I'm drawing a blank. That's not good. Excelsior Bay Books.
Okay.
Indie Authors. Powell Books. There's a bunch on my website.
You have a website. What's your website?
TheIntuitiveCoach.com.
TheIntuitiveCoach.com. Mm-hmm. And you can find information there. And they can get readings with you as well, correct?
Yep, I do readings.
Where you will read Winnie the Pooh stories to them or Dr. Seuss.
And we do finger painting.
Awesome. Tim's in.
Oh, man.
He's champing at the bit over there.
I want a Winnie the Pooh story.
All right, Tim. You've got a weird story to start off our news with?
I do, Dave. Don't drink and die.
Okay. Good enough.
That
seems like sincere, solid advice.
That's my PSA for tonight. Yeah. Yep. A man dies of a heart attack after a vodka binge and then wakes up in the morgue.
Wow, that's a hell of a vodka binge.
Yeah, well,
I drank myself to death and back.
Everyone's got their famous binge story. This guy's got a hell of a binge story.
So this is, in effect, a zombie story, Tim. Dead comes back to life for more.
It's not a zombie story, Dave. It's just a guy who got a little too drunk.
I can't think of the stupid theme. I only have doon 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 stuck in my head, so I can only give you Terminator.
You're wanting the Walking Dead theme? Is that what you want?
When you're bringing people back from the dead, their vodka-infused bodies. Yeah, vodka zombies.
Hold on, let me.
All right, look at he always makes sure that I have the right music for our stories.
I'm trying here.
Yeah.
I can only, now I'm pulling up like just scenes from The Walking Dead.
No.
I'm not even
Carl.
doing yeah.
Show me your eye
Did
socket,
you,
boy.
by the way, did you see that last
What
night?
a dark, twisted episode that was, huh?
Yeah, where he's like wanting to put his finger in it
Yeah,
and stuff. Yeah,
that's bizarre.
Here, we've never been there.
Mm-hmm. That is a while then.
Yeah, near Rocklaw. When he fell ill and collapsed outside, he was pronounced dead after attempts to revive him both at the scene and at the hospital appeared to fail. But later on, a guard apparently found him alive and well inside the mortuary after hearing sounds from inside.
Spooky.
How would you like to be that morgue worker? Just, all of a sudden you hear this.
God, what are they, aluminum siding in the morgue?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to reenact the best I can. Our sound effects budget isn't very...
No, it's not very high at all.
If they gave him a toe ring, it would really make a nice necklace now.
Ooh.
Wear it around his neck and tell a good story.
Yeah, it would.
The toe tag, you mean?
Did I say toe necklace?
Oh, you said toe ring.
Don't they put a toe ring on you?
Yeah, it's a toe tag, yeah.
Toe
That'd
ring.
be
Toe
nice,
ring.
Yeah.
Toe ring would be fashionable.
Jewelry.
Wow.
Yeah.
The guard is reported to have said, "I was sure it was a burglary. Young people sometimes break into the morgue, but the sounds came from the refrigerators. With shaking hands, I opened one of the doors, and there I found a naked corpse who asked me for...
everybody!
No, it wasn't the Pillsbury Doughboy. Who then asked me for
Something from the oven. Tastes like lovin'. No?
No.
All right.
He asked for a blanket.
Did he?
Yeah.
It was cold?
Yeah, he was... Well, you'd be naked in the refrigerator and not ask for a blanket.
Oh, if I had $1 for every time,
Really? That you were naked in the refrigerator?
I'd still be $1 shy, but,
Camille.
No wrong guy to talk about. He's not a hero anymore.
Listen, I'm looking for the leftover turkey. Was then apparently given a checkup. Then his belongings were returned and he went home via the pub. Mm-hmm. So he had to, make a stop on the way.
Right.
Evidently, he hadn't had quite enough.
Right.
Yeah. And that is the rest of the story.
Do you think he gets free drinks because it's kind of a rebirth day?
I see what you did there.
I'm just
I
curious.
see what you did.
Zombie coming back from the dead. Think about it. Zombie apocalypse. It's coming, folks.
I really don't think he was dead.
No?
No.
All right.
I just think he passed out.
Well, listen, I talked about it earlier. Let's just get to it real quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have had this ongoing battle. You believe that the end of the world will come at the hands of Skynet.
Yes.
And the AI coming to life and taking us all out.
Right.
I have believed that it will be the zombie apocalypse. We now have a psychic medium in studio with us, Tim.
That's true.
And it's time to put her to the test.
Okay.
But, Jody, I'm going to give you fair warning that there's now a third insertion into this possible contest of Armageddon. So I'm going to let you hear the story, and then you tell me how we're all going to go out. Are you ready? And your website again, Jody?
TheIntuitiveCoach.com.
TheIntuitiveCoach.com, or go to darknessradio.com and click on the guests tab to find more information about our guests, their books, their projects, and more. You'll find it at darknessradio.com. All right, Mr. Dennis, where shall we go next in the world of strange and supernatural news?
A West Kingsdown building, which I assume is somewhere in England, yeah, because it's from the Kent Live
It's
website.
either going to be that or it's going to be Australia. They've got those weird, wacky names for their buildings
They
as well.
do, yeah. Ghost hunters say a haunted West Kingsdown building is one of the scariest places they've been. Yeah.
Why?
Well, I don't know. We're about to find out.
Oh, okay.
A ghost hunting team has said an abandoned West Kingsdown building is one of the scariest places, that's in quotes, and you can't see the air quotes because it's radio, it has ever been to. YouTube sensation Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations, that's GIPPY for short, recently visited Stackland's Retreat House in School Lane following claims that it was haunted. And after carrying out investigations over 2 nights using a range of equipment, the group says it has collected evidence of supernatural spirits, including movement, disembodied voices. And are you ready for this, kids?
Uh-huh.
Here's the big payoff. Are you ready?
Sure.
Are you set? Are you sitting down?
I'm ready.
Light orbs!
Light orbs.
Yes!
Good God. What do you think of orbs, Jody Levon?
I think they're very cool. I think they're very entertaining. And I think sometimes it's people's eyes making kind of...
Yeah, they're seeing dust.
Yes. Yeah. But I think they're cool. I've seen them. I mean, it's a visual.
Well, right. But if you see... There's a difference between seeing with your naked eye a big ball of light moving about the room and then seeing it through night vision because, oh, no, it's a ghost.
Right.
Yeah, it's dust. It's a bug.
Right.
It's moisture.
Right. Well, and if you talk to it, it can come closer.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
That was my advice from somebody on women. It never works.
No. Tim tries to talk to them, and they just run farther.
They do.
It's true.
Maybe it's because of that hair on your back.
Yeah.
I braid it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, doesn't it look pretty that way?
Oh, that's attractive then.
Cornrows?
It's like Vikings. He
Maybe.
thought it was going to be all popular because of that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe put some jewels in it.
Oof.
That's the
That's what you need. That's what you've needed,
That's
Tim. You
what
need to
I
be
miss.
bejeweled.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Yeah. I need a hot glue gun. And a lot of time by
No, you
myself.
don't.
Yeah.
All right. Where does this go?
According to presenter and investigator Jeff Young, he says someone from our team said it was one of the scariest places that they have been to. And we've been to hundreds of places across the country.
Hundreds.
Hundreds, Dave.
Holy schmackerels.
I know, right? He said it didn't feel right, and the evidence we caught there did suggest there was something there. We don't necessarily believe the stories we read about the house, but being told to blank myself by a voice was shocking. Or maybe it was just good advice. I mean, maybe he's just getting a good old
You
solid
look
piece
like
of
you could use a good boop.
Blake,
Go boop yourself.
maybe you should do it, eh? Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more. The old building has always been a source of many a rumor in the village, but a number of people have speculated online about urban myths, claiming it is haunted by priests who were sacrificed nearly 80 years ago after the owner turned satanic. Why would priests be telling you to go blank yourself?
I don't know.
I don't know. Ghost.
Cranky old Irish priest? I don't know.
I guess. Maybe they've been missing a pint or two for quite a while. Ghost Tech used equipment, including digital recorders, electronic voice phenomena, and cameras with color spectrums, which the eye cannot see, to track ghost spirits and disembodied voices at the derelict house overnight, were used when the traces are supposedly stronger. In his evidence, Mr. Young was told the name of two of the spirits, Abraham and Esme.
Okay.
That's the way I read it. Esme. And was told to go away and to blank himself.
Wow.
Pray for himself?
No, Jody.
In a way.
It starts with an F and
Ends with an ook.
Fare thee well?
Yes, fare thee well.
Yes, fare
Go
thee well,
fare thee
to,
well thyself.
to yourself. He said,
What are you doing over there? Fare thee welling myself.
Because the Spirit said so. I actually did read out a prayer book, he said, from the olden days, and evidently blank myself wasn't in there.
Nope.
And it was pushed like an invisible gust of wind caught it, said
One
Mr.
of those
Young.
books of the Bible that they left out.
Yes.
Yeah, King James was like, let's leave out the book of douchebag.
That was the 11th commandment. Thou
Yep.
shalt F thyself.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No. Who is from Croydon, Mr. Young is. But there was no wind at all that night, so the prayer book just took off by itself. He said, I believe there was something there. I asked for them to leave, but they said, I cannot leave this place right now. So whatever was there is still there. It might be the man who allegedly sacrificed these priests. It was a good investigation, and we may go back there again in years to come if it hasn't been demolished. Developer Brookworth Homes.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sherlock's brother.
Yeah. Submitted a planning application to demolish the existing retreat house and
I
outbuildings.
like to break things.
Oh, that would be not a good place to live.
No?
No. When people say my house is HE double toothpicks, it would be.
Hell, Tim. She spelled hell.
Oh.
Don't spell words out. It confuses him, Jody.
I was imagining there were actual toothpicks there. Yeah. And build 4 detached homes with double garages in its place. The application was accepted back in October. Ghost Tech Paranormal Investigations, which launched 5 years ago, has a YouTube channel which reaches thousands of viewers and produces an episode every fortnight with a full history and interviews. Its services are free. It will be releasing its first episode about Stackland's Retreat House on December 10th, and then a second and final episode the following week. The ghost hunters have previously explored allegedly haunted places in Kent, such as Baby's Castle in Hawkhurst and the forts on the Isle of Grain. So there you go.
I think this place is haunted, and as you were reading that, I could smell something funny.
Sorry about that.
Something else funny.
Oh, okay.
I believe it was haunted, and I believe somebody got kind of sick when they were done doing that investigation, like their lungs were funky.
Huh. Funky Lung. Wasn't that your band in the 70s, Tim?
I think that was a James Brown song. It was a B-side of Mother Popcorn, I believe.
I like that.
It was funky.
Let's take a break. We'll come back with more supernatural stories right after this. Sting, it's so cold. I go check. Thermostat's at 71 in here. She starts to tell me it's because there's dead people around us. I need this kind of pressure while I'm working.
Really?
Yeah, and then she pointed to the window by the other room where I always see somebody darting around.
Yeah.
She goes, oh, yeah, there's one standing over there.
Who's in there?
The deuce. Do we know who they are? Why they're there?
A man with a hunched over a little bit. He's got poofy hair right above his ears, right here.
Okay.
Not a lot anywhere else. He had something wrong with his right eye, and he wanders around here a lot.
Peter Falk is. Excuse me, I have a question. Columbo is haunting the studio.
And he moved the tape.
He moved the tape.
He moved the tape.
Wow, ghosts on tape, Tim.
Huh?
See what I did there?
I see what you did, yeah.
Move the tape. So it's freezing in here. Dude, you know I like it cold in this
Yeah,
room. My fingers are like icicles.
Huh.
Jody wouldn't even let me touch her. That's how cold they are.
I wouldn't let you touch
She's
me
like,
either.
listen, icicle boy, back off. So Jody Levon, the happy medium, is in studio with us this evening. And again, you can check out her website, theintuitivecoach.com, theintuitivecoach.com. So you can find out more information about her. You have books on your website there that people can order and get autographed copies?
I have links.
Nice.
I do not yet have books.
Oh, so the ones we gave away tonight that were already pre-autographed, that's like a rarity.
That's a rarity. I have a
Nice.
book. I have a book signing this Thursday from 7 to 9 at the Commons in downtown Excelsior.
The Commons.
The Commons.
All right, so people can come see you where and what time?
It's called the Commons, downtown
Okay.
Excelsior, from 7 to 9 p.m.
Why does it get so cold, Jody, when ghosts are about?
Because they suck the warmth out of the air.
I've dated a few people like that. I didn't know they were ghosts, Tim.
I didn't either.
You ever been in a room, somebody walks in and you just feel that, all the heat leaves.
Oh, yeah.
So that's it. Are they utilizing the energy to make
Yes.
themselves known, and that's why it gets so cold?
Yes, and they literally have no warmth. It depends on the spirit. So the spirits this is my understanding and my interpretation of this, the spirits that people that died and went into the light, when they come back, it's not cold.
Okay.
But when earthbound spirits are around, the ones that decided to not go into the light, it's cold because they have no warmth. They have no food, and I don't think they have any fun.
Really?
I really
Those
don't.
that hang out, earthbounds?
Earthbound, the ones that they feel stuck, but they're not. So remember when we did, is it Sea Life at the mall?
Yeah.
Remember the huge, heavy metal door slamming?
Yeah.
And the pocked-faced man?
Right.
You can
And
find that on YouTube.
I couldn't open that door.
Right.
And couldn't get in there to do it. And then she came up and she goes, well, that door doesn't lock. And she grabbed it and it swung right open for her. That was really weird.
So the guy who's moving the tape in there isn't having any fun?
Well, he clearly thought that was a little fun.
Right.
No, because nobody talks to them. They're not really seen. There's no night and day. It's kind of all the same. They don't get to eat. They don't get a hug. So, and
Aw.
It's
Yeah.
kind
You
of
know
like
how I feel about hugs, Tim.
it's kind of like regular hours
Come
here
here.
at iHeart.
Come here, ghosts. Give me love.
You don't get a hug. You don't get to
feel
eat.
anything.
You sit you here at the board and you do
Yep.
your job.
well, remember one of them breathed in Kelly's ear. Kelly
Yes.
Hansen, Twin Cities Live.
Yeah, we just did a ghost hunt a month ago or 2 months ago now in October. Wow. Is it 2 months almost?
Yeah.
Holy Christmas. And we did an investigation out at the St. James Hotel in Red Wing and had a lot of weird stuff going on.
Fabulous, spooky stuff.
Weird figures popping in and out. And then I captured one figure on the SLS camera, and our host for the TV show stepped in and she wanted to see what she could experience. And she's never had a paranormal experience. And all of a sudden she felt something blow in her ear.
And she was a little scared.
She was a lot of scared. It was pretty cute. Yeah.
Yeah, she's adorable.
So that's what's going on with that. You've got some more stories to share, Mr. Dennis?
I do. We go to Yorkshire over there in the UK,
Uh-huh.
and not the University of Kentucky,
Okay.
for those of you who are wondering.
Mm-hmm.
A woman is haunted by a ghost orphan.
Really?
Yeah, a ghost. I almost said a host orphan.
Okay.
A ghost orphan. Words is hard tonight, Dave. It's
Yeah,
hard.
They can be.
A woman in the UK says that she has been haunted by a ghost orphan ever since she inadvertently took a picture of the spirit 3 years ago.
Really?
Hannah Butler took the eerie shot during a ghost walk back in 2013 at an area that the tour guide said was a place where the spirit of an orphan girl was said to lurk. Like any good ghost tour patron, Butler took numerous pictures of the spot, but the anomaly only appeared in one image. When she noticed it later in the tour while perusing her photos, Butler became terrified and actually had to leave the tour right then and there. However, she claims that was only the beginning of her encounters with the ghost girl. During a daylight visit to the site the following week, Butler and some companions attempted to communicate with the girl using something she called a yes and no board. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. During the alleged exchange, they asked if the girl wanted to be friends with Butler, and the spirit purportedly said yes. Since then, Butler believes she has been visited in her dreams numerous times by the ghost girl and has developed an odd kinship with the spirit since it chose her to communicate with and appear to.
I want to be your friend.
Oh, it was Billy Bob Thornton.
Yeah.
That's a hitchhiking ghost.
Is it? Hitchhiking ghost.
The connection, whether real or imagined, is so profound for the woman that she confessed to actually feeling guilty about recently moving 300 miles away because she might be abandoning her spirit friend.
Where did you go? I'm looking for a snuggle.
Fortunately, since ghosts don't seem to be bound by the laws of space and time, there's probably a good chance that she hasn't seen the last of her friendly ghost.
Boo.
It's like Casper.
Only slightly dumbed down in my world.
I love French fried taters.
Boo. Boo. I like your voice coming through the yes no board. All right, what else have you got for us?
Yes no board.
Okay, can I say one thing about the other one?
Yeah.
So the lady that was taking the pictures was probably very shy and very sweet. And there was a connection because this little girl was probably very shy and very sweet. And she was a hitchhiking ghost. This other lady picked her up without even knowing it.
Without having to show any leg or anything.
No, not that kind of pickup. It's a friendship.
Oh, I normally have to show some leg, but
a soul ship.
It takes a while to pick anything up.
A location ship.
A location ship?
Mm-hmm.
A spook fest.
Pick them up on location.
Oh.
Yeah, location ship.
Is that like a new Facebook status?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, we're in a location ship.
Uh-huh.
Mom.
Boo.
Boo. A mom photographs an angelic anomaly near her son.
It's just me again. I was airing out my armpits.
They left me.
So they caught an angel.
Yeah.
That's kind of a cool picture.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. An intriguing photograph from a mother in Washington, D.C. appears to show an angelic entity hovering near her son. Natasha Romanoff took the photo while her family was...
Isn't she the Black Widow in the Marvel movies?
Yeah,
Natasha Romanoff?
Yeah, Romanoff, yeah. She wears two of those wrist guns, and she's got a thing for Hawkeye, I believe.
She's very pretty.
Took the photo while her family was gathered in their backyard for a campfire last month. In the image, an odd anomaly that seems to sport a pair of wings. It might be the angel from X-Men.
You ain't gotta call me odd. I've got feelings, you know.
Can be seen only a few feet away from her son Riker, as in the island.
Wow.
Ironically,
I was thinking of number one.
Oh, that could be too. Maybe it was
not P, Tim.
Star
Trek: The Next Generation.
Well, how are they going to put out the fire?
Will Riker.
I mean, the fire's going to burn all night if they don't do something.
After the fire still burns, Tim.
That's true. Ironically, despite its appearance, Romanoff says that she does not think it's an angel because she does not believe in such entities. Oh, she just put it out there.
Wow.
I don't believe in you. Boom.
That's a bit hurtful, I'm not going to lie.
However, she did speculate that perhaps it is the spirit of her late father due to conversations she has had in the past with a psychic medium.
One of them, huh?
Yeah, I guess.
Sorry.
Oh, there's one in the room.
No, she's a medium psychic.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Totally different thing.
All right. Provided the angel is not merely a trick of light and shadow, the remarkable photo is only the latest in a series of strange events. I'll get that right, which have befallen her son. According to Romanoff, the boy had previously been tormented by some kind of spirit, which he called the Black. Back when the family had lived overseas, the encounters with this being are so terrifying to Riker that the family had to douse his bedroom with holy water in the hopes of dispelling the entity, or at least convincing the boy that it had been driven away. Which raises the question, if she doesn't believe in angels, why does she believe in demons?
Right.
For Riker's sake, we hope that it's really just an angel over his shoulder rather than the return of whatever haunted him in the past.
Isn't that a Juice Newton song?
It is. Angel in the Morning.
There we go. Huh?
Yeah.
Is that what you were? Can you try that again?
Ouch.
Wow.
Well, he's been really, really good
You're
with that.
just an angel in the morning, now, baby. It's a little Nickelback version.
Good. I like that.
Wow.
Yeah, sure. Let's hear it when we come back. Can we find a little angel in the morning?
I believe I can.
Let's take a break. We'll come back. Tim will astonish us with his musical choices, and we've got a couple more news stories to share right after this. You on social media? What do they do to look you up?
Twitter, Jody Levon.
Livon.
Livon, like live on.
Oh, I like that.
And also Facebook, The Happy Medium.
Facebook, Tim, The Happy Medium. Did you have to fight Kim Russo for that?
No, I had it a long time ago.
Bam.
All of it a long time
Bam.
ago.
Then why is she on TV and you're not?
Yeah.
I'm on TV. I'm just doing it at a little bit smaller scale, but give me some time.
I've been waiting.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get you on with me.
Oh, that's what's holding you back, honey. Just imagine your Rose laying on the wood on the door, floating door. Just pry my fingers off and push me under the water, Rose. It's the only way to go.
Sounds like the lyrics to a Guns N' Roses
Never
song.
let go, Rose. I won't until you're asleep, and then you're down.
You have like a whole dialogue in your head going.
I
all the
do.
time, don't you?
Yeah. Didn't you see the movie Titanic?
Do you want me to tell you the truth?
No. Lie to me.
Okay, I thought it was just fabulous.
You never saw Titanic?
I can't because then I'd relate to the people who really died. I can't see stuff like that. My husband tries to trick me.
It's this great love story.
Yeah,
Right? Between these two. And
yeah.
and at the one point, as they're both shivering and dying, he says, "Never let go, Rose." And she says, "I won't." And then she pries his fingers off and shoves him under the water.
Because he's dead.
Yes, but she let go.
So she lied.
And they've already proven on Mythbusters there was room on that door. He could have climbed up with her and they could have huddled for warmth. But no, Kate Winslet had to have the whole damn door.
They made it such a great story, but so many people died, and I watch things like that, and I actually feel
Well, they
the
didn't
energy.
make that part, honey. That was true. People
No, I know,
died.
but people died. I can feel the spirits.
Can you? Mm-hmm. Are they happy about those movies or no?
They think that they're an interesting depiction.
Okay. That's a very polite
It's
way
nice.
of saying
It's
not
nice to be acknowledged, though. People on the other side like to be acknowledged.
Hey, we do have a really weird image Tim is going to put up on our personality page. One of our listeners in Tennessee captured Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer on a game camera. I poop you not. I poop you not, Tim.
Really?
Judge for yourself. This picture has not been altered. Brother of a listener caught it on his game camera, but it's a pretty cool picture. So Tim will post that under weird.
Yeah.
I poop you not should be the title.
Okay.
I poop you not. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer captured on camera.
Right.
At least it wasn't like One Night in Paris kind of night vision camera finding Rudolph doing something horribly kinky. He's
One
just
Night in
standing in the
Bangkok.
woods, right?
Yeah.
All right. You got any more stories for us?
I got a couple here.
All right,
yeah.
What else have you got?
I actually have a couple, and then I have one I found online. It is a Skynet story, but it's a little controversial. So
Uh-oh.
I might just lay off of it, although it does disturb me
Okay.
quite a bit. We go to this story, which is disturbing from Kenya. A man in Kenya managed to recover his stolen motorbike by purportedly enlisting the help of a local witch doctor and a swarm of bees. According to
Rewind.
a man in Kenya managed to recover his stolen motorbike by purportedly enlisting the help of a local witch doctor
And he did what?
and a swarm of
He
bees.
ting tang walla walla bing banged,
Yeah.
and out came a swarm of bees?
Right. Kind of. According to a Kenyan media report, which boasted an awesome headline, "Witchcraft is real." I don't know.
That was the loose translation.
The unnamed resident of Mabuni, which is near the suburbs,
Don't you look at my boonie.
was left with little recourse after a thief took his motorbike and authorities were unable to help. Yeah. As such, the man sought guidance from an area witch doctor,
All right, I'll help you.
which was played by Billy Bob Thornton, who produced a wondrous and terrifying solution to the problem. At a local market where the pilfered property was being kept, a swarm of bees suddenly materialized on the motorbike. Witnesses say that the suspect behind the motorbike heist fled from the unsettling scene, and the swarm sat upon the vehicle until the original owner arrived to claim it.
Wow.
Yeah. What became of the bees after that is a mystery, but we like to think that they flew away beaming with pride over a job well done.
Nice.
So the witch doctor gave him a buzz, and then he got his bike.
Wow.
I see what you did there.
See, like that, I just came to me with some intuition.
I see. Yeah. Good job.
Wish it would have just passed you by.
Whoa. Wow.
All right. What else have you got for us over there?
A little bit of a shock as an alien spaceship is spotted and hidden in an eerie dome cloud.
Wow.
Dome cloud, you
so
say.
it's not even like the UFO is trying hard. It's hiding its dome top inside of a dome cloud.
Yeah.
All right.
It's kind of like a delicious chocolate-covered cherry UFO. I don't know. I'm just hungry. A UFO hidden in a bizarre mushroom-shaped fog has been spotted, sparking claims that aliens have invaded the UK as temperatures dropped to 4 below Celsius on Saturday morning. A dog walker could not believe her eyes at the sight of the eerie hovering dome. 33-year-old Hannah Blandford snapped the spooky image while walking in the fields surrounding the village of, this is a made-up name. I'll just say it's in Wales. There have been some baffling UFO sightings recently. Hundreds spotted a fleet of spaceships in Turkey with hashtag UFO attack trending on Twitter, and a man filmed a blinking light hovering over Torquay last week. She told The Sun, "I couldn't believe how perfectly dome-shaped it was."
Why, thank you.
You're welcome. It looked amazing. That's also for you.
Is that real?
It is. Mm-hmm. So I had to take a photo.
It's fabulous.
Of course she did. She had to take a photo of it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
Well, it was perfect. I'd never seen anything quite like it before. It was really quite special, she was quoted as saying.
I remember the story I told you about the black balls that kept dropping out of the cloud in Washington.
Well, awkward, but
I was watching what looked like a UFO-shaped cloud, and we were laughing because they said up there, they hide in the cloud formations. And I've got photographs of this. It looks like a 1950s UFO flying saucer cloud. And we were watching it and talking, and all of a sudden these black balls kept dropping out of the bottom of the cloud and diving back in.
Seriously?
I kid you not, Jody.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't afford full songs on the show. Sorry.
No, why?
Yeah, that's why why Tim and I sing all the time on the show.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, these black balls would drop in and out like serpentine out of the cloud. It was really cool. It was, and I was standing with a bunch of people.
They were just dangling in their face. Yeah.
What? Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Seriously, they did. I know Tim's coming at you with funny lines, but I mean it. Legitimately, there was a bunch of us watching these serpentine, they were making like serpentine movements in the cloud, and they drop out briefly and then go back up.
That's really cool, but very scary.
Yeah, I was excited. That was one of the coolest moments I've ever had, being able to see that for myself, because you're like, what's ghosts? Okay, we're here. We're ghosts, get used to it. I get that. But, something from other planets and things flying in the sky, that's where it starts getting...
Have you seen anything like that before?
No, that was the start of my weird UFO encounters.
First time Dave's seen a big pair of black balls.
Unlike Tim.
I see him all the time, yeah. I'm in locker rooms all the time.
Yeah. You're so weird.
Oh,
you got to take it to that extra step.
I deal with wrestlers all the time, Dave.
When we come back, it's your time to shine. If you have your own paranormal encounters, we'd love to hear them. Give us a call, 651-989-5855. Have you seen a UFO? Have you seen an alien? How about Ouija boards, ghosts, shadow people? If you think you've got something paranormal going on, give us a call. Jody, you're going to hang around for a little bit more?
I am. Thank you.
She'll let you know what's going on in your home if you want to call in and talk to us and tell you if it's a ghost or not. We'll do that next on Darkness Radio. Watch your mouth.
Watch my what?
That's the new family game I got this last weekend. And holy Hannah, did we laugh. Have you seen it? Did you see the video I posted on Facebook?
I saw pictures.
You get this plastic thing, and you put it in your mouth.
Okay.
And it pulls your cheeks out and it extends your mouth. You look like Wallace and Gromit, the cartoon characters.
Okay.
And then you have to try to speak. So you have a card, and on the card will be things like, my daughter got the card that said, bobbing for apples in a barrel. But when she said it, apples comes out sounding a lot more offensive.
Oh, yes.
And it was hilarious. We were laughing hysterically at trying to, and then people are so frustrated because in your head, you think you're hearing it come out of your mouth,
Mm-hmm.
You're hearing miniature marshmallows are delicious, and all that's coming out is, and it is so funny. And it's I don't make a penny off of this. It's on sale at like Target right now. Watch your mouth. I promise you will have fun. Even if you're a stodgy old Scrooge jerk, pop one of these in your mouth, sit down with your family and play the game, and you will have a great time. It brought a lot of levity into our house.
Very cool.
And if you follow me on Facebook, you can go watch the video of my daughter as she's trying to tell me bobbing for apples in a barrel, and it just keeps tearing me up. It was funny.
I was wondering what was going on with. I thought maybe you all were going to the dentist or something was happening there.
Yeah, but it's a fun game. Watch your mouth. Wow. Hey, big news for those of you that are fans of Darkness Radio and wish you could get more. Well, your wishes have been granted. Santa has heard you, my lovely listeners around the world, and there will be more darkness as we go beyond the darkness. Monday nights beginning in December. I think it's the 19th. Is that right? I believe that's supposedly the kickoff date at this point. Every Monday, we will be delivering a 1-hour power-packed show to the Podcast One Jericho Network. And it is outside of what we do here, and you will want to pick up on it and listen to the shows and tell your friends about it, share it as soon as we start posting about it and letting you know more. Follow us right now on Facebook, and it's Beyond the Darkness Radio. Beyond the Darkness Radio on Facebook is the way to follow our new page. You'll see the cool new ghost rocking the microphone. That's our new image for the show, and it is a brand new podcast done outside of Darkness Radio. And yes, although we may cover similar content, we will be doing it in a different way. And it's going to be power-packed, punch with the stories, the histories, the lessons, and true accounts, dramatized true accounts. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very psyched about this new show, and I want everybody to tune into it. So Beyond the Darkness is the new podcast you'll be able to hear. And if you guys help us build this, you might get more, because the more people that tune in and check it out, the more people that like it, the bigger, the better the chances that we will continue to grow that podcast into a couple hours a week and make it even more impressive. So it's going to be a different take than what you hear on the show here, where we have a lot more fun and we are a lot more loopy and open on the show. We will be laser focused so that in that hour from start to finish, you are boom, 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 given the stuff. How about that, Tim? That's my guarantee to people.
I like it.
Yeah. So that's what's going on. Beyond the Darkness. I think it begins December 19th. And we'll tell you how to find out more. But just go to the Podcast One, and you could get the free application for Podcast One, right?
Yep.
On smartphones and tablets and such?
Yep. You can get it for your smartphone and tablet. Also, you'll be able to subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. I believe it'll be available on Stitcher as well. So
yeah. And maybe tune in, Roku. We'll see where they're going to be available. But we're also, Tim and I were interviewed by Chris Jericho from the Jericho Network, and that should be airing pretty soon as well. So as soon as we know that interview is up, and it was a lot of fun to sit there and talk with, here you've got one of the biggest wrestlers in the world right now, right? And
top of the card on Raw,
Yeah, top of the card. He's one of the most famous wrestlers in the world right now. And it was fun because as we sat there telling stories, this guy was captivated by us. And Tim, I had to reach over with a tissue and wipe some drool off on occasion.
That's true, yeah.
Because he was that close to his hero. But it was fun to watch him, you're nerding out that here's our wrestler guy that you love to watch on TV, and he's kind of nerding out about what we do and loves it and loves what we do so much that he's bringing us over to the Jericho Network to start Beyond the Darkness.
Very much so. And kind of an interesting fact, too, is most of the shows that Chris has started in the Jericho Network, he's connected in some way to everybody that he's launched on the Jericho Network. This is the first show on the Jericho Network where he's not connected to the host of the show.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's cool.
How about them apples? Yeah. So that's all kind of exciting. And Jesus Christ, Tim, is Coast to Coast.
You can't say that.
No, I'm saying Jesus Christ is our topic on Coast to Coast. On Friday and Saturday night.
Okay.
And for you theologians shaking your fists in righteous indignation because we're going to be talking about religious Jesus, hold tight. And for those of you, that don't believe in Jesus, you're going to like the historical perspective that we bring. We've got Scott Walter from America on Earth. He's going to be talking about the Jesus ossuary. We're also going to be talking later on Friday night. We have a guest who's going to join us that believes that he has found historical proof of the Shroud of Turin throughout the New Testament. He believes that it was cleverly hidden, kind of a codex going on. And then on Saturday, we're going to talk about the codices, one of the earliest known images of Jesus Christ. And no, it was not on the back of a milk carton, Tim.
No?
No, not on the
Oh.
back of a milk carton. And then a little bit later on that night, The Hunt for the Holy Grail. Graham Phillips returns as my guest, and we'll be talking about The Hunt for the Holy Grail. So we've got a really great and interesting historical show this weekend. I hope you'll check it out. CoastToCoastAM.com. CoastToCoastAM.com. Click on the stations link, and you will find stations in your area that carry it, the times, the stations, and so on. Or while you're there, become a Coast Insider. Give the gift of Coast to Coast AM. If you like what you hear on Darkness Radio, you're going to love what you hear on Coast to Coast AM. You could sign up for a 1-year subscription, breaks down to 15 cents a day. That's all. That is nothing for your entertainment value, and it gives you 5 years of past archives. That means you can hear every episode I've been a part of over the last 3.5 to 4 years. So go check that out at coasttocoastam.com. In studio with me tonight, Dave Schrader here, Tim Dennis across the board from me. We have the happy medium, Jody Levon. You can find her again on Twitter at Jody Levon, Livon, JODILIVON. And you'll be able to find her website at theintuitivecoach.com. We'll have those links up on our website at Darkness Radio under the guest tab. She's hanging out this hour. We're going to talk about your paranormal experiences. Do you believe that you've had an encounter in a dream with a loved one? Do you think your house may be haunted? We want to hear your stories, and Jody's going to weigh in on it from a mediumistic. She's not here to really try to connect you with your dead loved ones or pets, but she's going to try to hone in and see if there really is something in your house or if you're just nuts. Do you ever have to tell people that, Jody? Do people ever, oh, Jody, I'm so afraid. Do you ever, no, there's nothing there.
Yes.
And how do they react? Are they pissed? Because they want to have that experience?
Yes, but then I provide enough information that they semi-believe me.
Okay.
And people come to me and think they're angels, and they're mad at me if I say, sorry, you're very sweet, but you're not an angel.
Oh, really? People believe they're angels?
Yes.
Really? Napoleon, I understand. Marilyn Monroe, why not? But an angel?
Yes.
That seems like a pretty daunting task to put on yourself.
I think it's a little unrealistic.
Hi, I'm Dave Schrader. You may not be able to tell by looking at me, but I'm an angel. Yeah, I don't see it.
Neither did I.
No, I got a lot of feathers missing out of these wings. Mm-hmm. So give us a call, 651-989-5855, 651-989-5855. Or if you've had other weird encounters that you can't understand, Jody will weigh in and see if we can shed a little light on that. 651-989-5855. Jennifer in Ohio, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing nice voice, Jennifer. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. What's your story for us tonight?
My house, it is definitely something else. I live in a small town, and this house is surrounded by cemeteries for one. And
why?
There has been this.
Did you move in the middle of the night and not know that there were cemeteries all around you?
Well, my family decided this would be the perfect family house. So.
Well, the neighbors are quiet.
Oh yeah, it's real quiet. But this house, I mean, there has been everything from full apparitions walking around the house to a child appearing in everybody's dreams to things in the yard. It has been crazy since I was little, and this house just continues to.
What was your first experience that you consciously recall?
I was home alone, and everybody's at a football game, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to my older brother's football game. I'm staying at home. And I'm probably watching TV or whatever. I was probably like 10. And next thing I know, there's footsteps walking all around my house. And at 10, you're panicking. So I call, and my mom's like, oh, don't worry about it. And I'm like, do you not realize, I'm home alone and there's something walking around the house?
Right.
So, I mean, it's been crazy since I was little, and it's getting worse. And it's just like, must be a party or something going on in this house. You never feel alone.
And phone lines are open, 651-989-5855. I see phone lines ringing, 651-989-5855. If you have weird experiences going on, you'd like Jody Levon, the happy medium, to weigh in. Jody, first of all, a house surrounded by cemeteries. Why are ghosts hanging out at cemeteries? Why aren't they hanging out at the bar or hanging out at...
They are hanging out at the bar.
Why are they in the cemetery?
Well, they're not always
in the cemetery. Wouldn't that be depressing as hell as a spirit?
When people go back to sit by someone's grave,
Sure.
that actually brings more energy from the other side there.
Oh, so we're doing our loved ones a disservice by calling them back to their rotting corpse.
Not necessarily, but sometimes they'll stick around. In this case, it's almost like there's a portal nearby.
Okay.
And not necessarily in the graveyard, but there's a portal nearby. Is there like a storm, something for storms that you can crawl into? Something I'm seeing like some kind of a
Like
weird
a storm cellar?
Yeah, storm cellar. That's what I keep.
We do have a big basement, actually. This house is from like 1880.
And is there a different kind of a door?
We just, I would say like within 7 years that they remodeled the basement doors.
Okay, because I keep seeing the doors open. That's what I keep seeing where there's a lot of commotion going on. And I also feel like it's different spirits. It's not always the same spirits. Is that true?
Yeah, it seems like this is just the party house.
Right. So if it was the house itself was haunted, you'd see the same spirits mostly. A couple visitors now and then, a couple hitchhikers now and then.
She's dealing more with transient spirits.
He's got the lingo. Transient spirits.
Yeah.
And is there a way to buffer them to keep them from coming into your home, Jody, or do they, because they're the spirits, they can come and go as they please?
You can tone it down by, laugh if you will, seriously, prayer.
You're right.
I laughed.
Prayer.
It didn't seem to fit.
Feeling your connection with your higher power, with God, whatever phrase you use, Mother Earth, helps protect you. Also, lighting sage on a regular basis and walking through your house. At first, it'll get worse, and then it will get better. But you have to be consistent about it. And the other thing is knowing that it's your space. Knowing it's your space, but I'm really sorry to say I don't think you could ever just completely go away because there's like a portal outside of your house.
Yeah, and that's what it feels like because you never feel alone. I mean, I don't feel like anything's out to get me in the house, but it's the fact of like, you'll see the cat just stare into the middle of nothing. I mean, is there something that's, attached to something on the grounds? Is there something on the grounds or is there just...
It's a portal. It's a portal near you, and the more you pay attention to, the more afraid you are, the bigger it will get. So that's why you need to find some peace and something that's going to make you feel more comfortable with it. You can tune it down, but because you're where you are with it, it's going to get louder. Because the more you think about something, the more you'll have it. So it's there. It'll just be more drawn to you. How do you explain a portal, Dave?
Well, you're the specialist in this, but yeah, I mean, it just seems to be some kind of rift that a doorway between this and other existence.
That's why they were showing me the doorway.
Right.
So do you ever see a swirling ball?
Not recently.
But you've seen swirling balls?
Well, unless it's Christmas decorations, not too much.
Okay. All right. And why are you picking up like these energy, like we were talking about earlier?
Yes, because sometimes like a vortex is a swirling ball of energy.
Okay.
You can see a swirling ball of energy. And I'm feeling that around, but I am seeing the door. So that means portal. And that is, it's a portal.
Been ruptured that long and open, is there really any way to close it again?
There isn't that I know of, but
okay.
This is not my exact area of expertise, but there isn't that I know of.
All right.
Meaning portals
okay, so just out of curiosity, and I hope you don't mind me asking this, Jennifer. So say I died tomorrow in Jennifer's house. Would my soul be sucked into that portal?
No.
Could I go into that portal?
Yes.
Where would that portal take me?
To other
to my front door.
Levels of consciousness, to other levels of consciousness.
So we can enter portals as a spirit.
Yes. But you will, when the time comes, and God willing, it's not for a very long time, you'll go into the light because you know as much as you do that there is that light. So when you come back, you won't be coming through a portal. Those are more earthbound spirits.
Right. That one thing always cracks me up. What if the light at the end of the tunnel is you just being reborn?
Cool.
Right?
Right.
Think about that. If the reincarnation, you're going through that tunnel and you're hearing the voices and they're calling for you. What if it's they're squeezing you out right then and there?
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like you're being given birth to.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, well, maybe.
I'm not so sure that's what happens.
Yeah.
Cool.
No wonder babies are so frustrated and cry all the time, right? Because they've still got that consciousness to a degree.
Right.
And they're unable to do anything with it.
They want that peace.
Yeah. All right, Jennifer.
Is there, real quick, is there anything I should worry about on the property then, or is it just people just kind of hanging out?
Yeah, you've got some gold and silver. You should probably send it to me because I'm getting that it's cursed. And you should just send it right to Dave at
No.
Darkness Radio. And your money looks like it might be tainted too. I don't know if somebody handed you that money that maybe had bad intentions, but I'm pretty sure you should just send me all your money.
He's blowing smoke.
Oh,
What?
That's good. I just came from a holiday bonus, so I guess I should send you my bonus check.
Yes, definitely, because that, you know what they say, money is the root of all evil.
Yeah, well,
I could be wrong.
this time of year, yeah.
Is there anything she can do to kind of clean things up at home?
It would be for you to be unscared. This is your
I'm not scared.
space.
It's just,
Well,
some days you want to sleep.
Right.
Well, when you said, is there anything I should be worried about? My sense is you are worried, and that's normal to be worried. But it is your space, and it is filled with love. So the more love you have in that house, the more music you have in that house, the more light you have in the house, you squeeze out some of that darkness.
All you need is love. It's Nickelback's version. So
Sure.
just send the love. Go get the game. Go get the game I talked about. Watch your mouth. Play that around. There'll be enough laughter and light and energy. It'll send all the ghosts packing. Thanks a lot for listening in and giving us a call tonight, Jennifer.
Thanks, Dave. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thank you for the warning. We'll go to Trevor in Cape Cod. Welcome to the show, Trevor.
Hey, Dave. How you doing?
I'm doing good, buddy. What's up with you this evening?
Oh, not much. I've been listening to you guys for a year and a half now.
Okay. Well, welcome to the Army of Darkness.
You guys are awesome. I listen pretty much every night.
Aw, thank you.
I've had a story. I can't listen to you guys live. None of the apps I download will allow me to access any of your shows. So,
you know what, Will? Here's an app that'll work for you. Download the iHeartRadio application.
Oh yeah, that's how I found you.
Right. And if you download iHeartRadio, there's a Darkness Radio page there that's just our archives. But if you go to KTLK, like K-Talk, KTLK, AM 1130, you can stream the show live right from your smartphone or tablet or computer while we're on the air.
Yeah, I just got a smartphone, and it said that page wasn't available for, I've been trying since the show came on because, I don't know, I'm not a bright guy, so I always forget the difference between time,
Right. Oh, well, yeah, you're calling from Cape Cod, so you're an hour ahead of us. So we begin for you at 10 p.m. We go till 1 a.m. So if you can just remember 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. is when you'll find us on there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But,
yeah, what's your story?
Mostly, it's just the house I grew up in.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just give you the highlights because I disappeared from there when I was 16. But, I grew up and I always had crazy nightmares. And it was always like a negative vibe in the house. You always felt like somebody was watching you, that kind of stuff.
Sure.
And when I grew up to be like around 10 years old, this is like when I started noticing it more. I had gotten a dog, and my dog wouldn't come in the house at night. Mostly during the day, he didn't like coming in the house at all, except for if all the lights were on, even during the day. And he was terrified of our upstairs, our second floor.
Okay.
He wouldn't go up there. And I remember I was sleeping at a friend's house one night, and my mom called me, woke up the whole house at 1 o'clock in the morning asking if I was at the house and if I was mad about something. I said, well, if you're calling me here, I'm not at the house.
Right.
So she called the police because she was hiding outside in her car by the time the police showed up. And I knew the two officers who showed up pretty well. And they said they saw somebody walking around back and forth. Like, the front door led to a hallway, which is pretty long, which led to the kitchen. And they said they saw somebody in there. They went in. They heard stomping around in the second floor, so one officer went up, the other one went into the kitchen, and nobody's there at all. So that happened, and I know both of them very well.
How did they react? How did they react to that?
They were both so freaked out they paid for her to stay in a hotel room.
Really?
Yeah, oh yeah. And they said both of the back doors were locked. Nobody could have gotten in or out. They searched the entire house. The bulkhead was, deadbolted. I mean, not deadbolted, padlocked. Hadn't been opened in years. So,
And have you ever seen that? Have you seen that man?
I didn't see what I heard one night when I thought it was just a dream, because I was so terrified of my bedroom. And keep in mind, this is back when I was 10. I was terrified, but I was a big fan of Home Alone, so I knew how to take care of my stuff.
Right.
I had pushed a bookshelf up against the crawl space in my bedroom, and then I had the creepiest closet in my room, and I pushed a dresser and a couch up against that at night. I mean, they just stayed there all the way up until I turned 16 when I moved out. But one night, I thought I was dreaming. Now, I woke up to what I heard, a banging and a voice right at my headboard, because that's where the bookshelf and everything was pressed up against the crawl space. So I sprung out of bed, and then I thought I heard my radio start blasting, like wicked loud. So in what I thought was a dream, I just started smashing it against the table, trying to get it to shut up, because I unplugged everything and it was just going. And then I ran out of the room. So when I woke up, I was actually in my hallway, and the alarm was smashed, and my blankets were thrown off my bed like in my dream. And it was the creepiest thing. And my older brother, he had said he heard me smashing it and just running out of my room like a bat out of hell.
So you know that wasn't a dream, correct? You're aware that wasn't a dream.
I'm pretty sure it wasn't, but at the same time, it was just so crazy.
Okay, did you hear something close to your ear?
It felt like it was like coming right out of my mattress.
Yeah.
That's what, I got up.
Oh, that's creepy. We've heard people that say that they hear what sounds like voices coming up through their pillows, through their mattresses.
That's like pretty much what it was, man. And
it
terrified me.
Is it understandable, or is it that kind of?
No, it was like I was 2 inches from you with my full, strong, almost yelling, raised voice.
No.
And they feed off your fear, too. So you were afraid, and they feed it. That energy feeds off of that fear.
That's exactly why I think like all this got to be so strong towards the end of me being there. My mother, my stepfather had just passed away about a year, and my mom became agoraphobic.
Oh. So
she didn't want to leave the house, but she stayed in the only part of the house that she felt safe in. And I mean, I when I got to be about 13, all of my friends were always at the house. I mean, there wasn't, not even on school days, you couldn't find my house with less than 4 or 5 kids in there. And every single one of them heard like not the voices, but the stomping around the house, like on the second floor when nobody's home, things being thrown around the basement.
Yep. No, that was real. And it gets even when there are kids with hormones flaring, the energy gets even bigger.
So, yeah, we're all, my best friend, I had 3 best friends that basically lived in that house with me from the time of 13 till 16. And everybody at one point saw shadow people. They heard things running around. I mean, we had tile floors on the main floor of the house, and you would hear wet, slapping bare feet running around in the other parts of the house. And a couple of my friends refused to come back.
Is it still happening now with your mom? Does she still hear things, or is it less?
No, she passed away. That's why I left when I was 16. Mm-hmm. But and then I was homeless for a number. You know, I didn't experience anything like that up until about 3 years ago. And I was living in somebody's house, like just living on their couch. Doors would open and shut all the time. But went back to when I was like, I'll go back to just 13 because it went on for years. My mom bought me a dog when I was 10. Big, scary German Shepherd Husky mix. Sweetest dog on the planet, though. But if he looked up into the bathroom window, which was like dead center of our backyard, we just let him run around the backyard. We had a fenced-in backyard. He would get so scared he would pee everywhere, and he wouldn't let me bring him in through the back. I had to bring him around the front door and just kind of gently nudge him in or carry him in with me. And then he wouldn't go onto the second floor of the house.
Well, he's smart. He knew there was something in there, and he was protecting you because he loved you. But what's really nice is that's not following you everywhere you go. That kind of energy is not following you everywhere you go. So you've done some nice work on yourself. So you said you aren't smart. You are smart. you've done really nice work on yourself because it's not everywhere you go.
Yeah. And so, I'll fast forward because this could be a pretty long story.
Yeah, we got to cut to break here in about a minute.
Yeah. So it gets to be about that point. Oh, I just had a brain fart. So anyway, things got tough between me and my mom, and I had moved out, and the cops had been called twice about the same exact thing. And finally, one of the higher-ranking officers went over there by himself to tell my mom, cut the S. You got to just stop calling us about it. Get over your fear of being outside, whatever. He was giving her a pep talk, and he claims he heard a giant bureau being slammed to the ground. That's how loud it was. He said it shook the house. And he said he went up there with his gun drawn, nobody up there again. And then, so I couldn't explain it. He came to the school because his brother was one of the other officers who saw the man walking around. He came to the school, told him what had happened, told me or my brother need to be at the house to watch after my mom. So then, he told me about that. I decided to try to move back into the house. Half the reason I moved was because I was terrified. I mean, man.
Right.
So I went back to the house, and my mom was a complete wreck. She had met some guy online. This guy's living there now, like overnight, and they weren't getting along. So he kicked me out of the house again, said he's the man of the house, blah, blah, blah. So I just left. And so then he calls the cops claiming there's another person in the house. So same story. Cops didn't see anybody this time, but they heard people walking. There was no footprints or anything. And then, a couple of months later, she passed away because they had a disagreement, and, we'll leave it at that, but basically it's his fault. And I went into that house to start packing up our stuff, and I had 6 people with me. My mom's best friend, my godfather, my brother, and my 2 other best friends. So, I guess 5 people, but everywhere you go, the furnace was on, it was up full heat, but wherever the concentration of people was, you could see your breath. It was so cold in the house. But you'd go to the next room and you'd start sweating.
Yeah, well, that's what we were talking about earlier. Yeah, that they seem to pull the energy, and that can drop the temperature. We're up against a break. Thanks for calling in and sharing your stories. That's that's a lot of activity, Jody.
That's a lot of activity, and I think it's wonderful that it's not everywhere you go.
Yeah, exactly. Let's take a break. We'll come back. Stephen in Norfolk, Virginia, Kim in Maplewood, Minnesota. And if you'd like Jody to weigh in on your situation, give us a call, 651-989-5855, 651-989-5855. Sidekick of Santa. Krampus would come around on the 5th of December, and he would snatch up bad kids, put them in his back. He'd either switch them or he'd eat them.
Was it scary to be in there?
Oh, I don't know. Big cloven hoof fella throwing you in his bag, hitting you with a stick and eating you.
Bad.
I don't know. Some people might get that. You know?
Yeah.
So that was Krampus. So Krampus, December 5th is Krampus night. So if you've been naughty, you might want to make sure you batten down the hatches, lock those windows, check under your bed tonight, folks.
Uh-oh.
If you hear the slight sound of jingle bells in the background, remember, Santa's not due for another 20 days.
That means you.
That's right. So Krampus is right around the corner. Pampering ain't going to take that away, Tim.
Yeah.
We've got more calls coming in. Stephen from Norfolk, Virginia, you're on the air with Darkness Radio.
Good evening, Dave. I had a story. I'm pretty sure my house has this spirit, or a couple of them in there, but
Okay.
Our house that we bought a couple years ago, when we first bought it, we were told that the guy we bought it from, that his wife actually had passed away in the house a while ago.
Okay.
And when me and my wife first started doing some remodeling and stuff, it was like our stuff would end up disappearing overnight, or stuff would be moved and everything else. And then I figured that, maybe she realized that, we weren't trying to mess up the house, but just make it a little bit better.
Right.
And now it seems like, because me and my wife are talking about moving and getting out of the area we're in, because it's just not such a good area anymore, it's like, seems like she's mad now that we're talking about moving after she got used to us, and like stuff's doing everything again, and like a week ago. My wife said it felt like someone grabbed her ankles and just pulled them out from under her.
Oof.
She fell and ended
Totally.
up messing up her back and
Now,
all
Jody,
bruised up and everything.
Jody, is that ghosts that can grab you by the ankles and pull you down, or are you
Yes.
dealing more with demonic realm when they're that violent?
Well, I think that our last caller especially there was some demonic stuff. But yes, I think both. But spirits can do that.
How
They
do
can
they
make
have that kind of strength? I mean, you know, we saw how hard it was for Patrick Swayze to just kick a can, let alone grab somebody by the ankles and drop them to the ground.
Actually, that's true. It takes a lot of energy
Right.
for them to do that,
Yeah.
but they can do that. It's usually the darker ones that can do that. Now they can just tap it. They can just tap your ankles, and you think you're going to go, and you go. That's anger
Wow.
in ghost realm.
Well, do you see anything in our house, Jody? Or
Yeah, are
like
you picking up
like that?
anything around them, Jody?
What's odd is I can see it through your eyes, but I can't see it through my intuitive eye, and I'm not sure what that means. Was your wife pregnant?
No. Not even, no, she...
Listen to me. No.
7 years.
Okay.
So, and she can't have any more, so I know it's not that.
Okay, so first of all, I'm being blocked by it, which is quite interesting. It's like the hold button. I would definitely say that they don't like it. Spirits don't like it when you make any changes. When you redecorate, especially when you move walls, that they feel it's their space and you're in their space. She's gotten used to you. You're going to leave. I wouldn't talk about it when you're in the house. It's okay that you're going to do it, but you also have to know that this is your space that belongs to you right now, and you're just going to go get a different space. I would just say it's all right for you to leave, but I wouldn't be talking about it in the house, which is pretty difficult. I know.
Yeah.
And she's going to see the bags. You're going to be out. It's going to be fine.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Like I said, it's just weird because, like, when we first moved in, stuff would happen, and it seemed like she got used to us and she was cool with it. And now that we're talking about leaving, it's like she's getting mad again or something.
You can also say, we're sorry this is upsetting to you,
Mm-hmm.
and leave it at that.
All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Have a good night. Let's take our final break. We'll come back. Kim in Maplewood, you're next. Phone lines are open, 651-989-5855. Be a part of the show. Have Jody Levon tune in and see if you've got a ghost in your house next on Darkness Radio. Levon, the happy medium, is in studio with us. Check out her website, theintuitivecoach.com, or follow her on Twitter at Jody Levon, JODILIVON. Let's go back to the phones. We've got Kim in Maplewood, Minnesota. Kim, welcome to the show.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Kim.
I actually met you and Jody this summer at the pre-screen for
the
Adventures.
Ghost Adventures episode. Very cool.
I have a question for Jody. And my husband is not he doesn't ever seem to be sensitive about anything paranormal. And my mother passed away, I'd say probably, it's been a little over 3 years now. I have her ashes. And my question is for Jody, if that will have her around in our house.
No, that won't have her around in your house, except for if you're thinking about her. And if it bothers your husband, then that's an energy in and of itself that could feel kind of spooky or off.
Well, he's never really said anything to me before about ever experiencing anything, but he told me that sometimes he feels her in the house.
Well, honey, he's going to feel her whether the ashes are there or not, because she comes to visit. She comes to check on you. She feels very peaceful to me, so I don't feel like she's stuck at all. I don't feel like she's connected to the ashes either. But I do feel like your husband connects her death, like that means death to him, the ashes. Whereas when she comes back and he feels her, she's full of light, and he can feel the difference.
Oh, okay.
Because she's full of light.
Right, and she's still connected with her daughter, right?
Yes, and her.
And he's obviously opened to her, so he's going to feel that transference of energy.
But he doesn't know that he's open to her.
Oh.
But he is. Love doesn't die.
Well, that's not
So
true.
they never really got along, so that's kind of funny.
But she does
Right, but
love
she's
him.
connected to you, though.
Right.
So he's going
Yeah.
to feel that because she's still connecting with you.
And now she can see things about him that she couldn't see before because of how your relationship works and how you love him, even if you don't get along. Plus, does he have a funny sense of humor? Or is it her that made fun of him? Because I feel like there's something about the irony of it all.
I don't think she really made fun of him, but he's kind of like a big kid.
Right, and she was hard, and she was hard on him too.
My mom wasn't very jovial. The last 10 years of her life, she had multiple strokes, and I mean, if you tried to tell her a joke, she sometimes just didn't get it.
Yeah, she was in a really low vibe, but I do feel like your husband's humor is coming through to her, and I feel like she's coming back to say she's sorry to him.
Oh, okay. I could definitely understand that.
Very cool.
The misunderstanding between the two of them, yeah.
Sure. Well, thank you for calling in and making us a part of your world, Kim.
Thank you.
Definitely. I love you guys.
Oh, thank you
You're
very
sweet.
much. And we're going to ask for our Army of Darkness to come together for the holidays, our Darkness Angels. We've got a couple of families that we've adopted to help out for the holiday season. So if you are so inclined to do this, and Tim, like the Second Harvest Heartland deal,
Yeah.
she said that we had from like 48 states donations and from like 4 countries
Wow.
outside of the United States. And every year we have people from Australia and England and Germany sending presents to people here in the United States to help out.
Yeah.
So if you'd like to be a part of that, just email me, dave@darknessradio.com. Put Christmas family, Christmas miracle, whatever you want, and then I'll email you the story along with the family and their contact information. We don't put it out there public to keep them from feeling any shame or humiliation,
Right.
which they shouldn't. This is what the season is about giving to others willingly and lovingly and accepting that when you get the gift. So if you want to help make sure Santa arrives at all of these houses and we can paint the way for them, then just email me, dave@darknessradio.com, and we'll get you the information about those families post haste. We're up against the top here. Let's see if we can squeeze one more quick call in. Dawn in California. Do you have a quick story for us?
Yeah, the place I'm at right now, I'm just kind of curious if something's going on. I get wakened up a lot at night by voices, and the water's turned on by itself before, and I've had a penny bounce down the hallway when nobody's around. So I'm just kind of curious.
Those are definitely signs that there could be spirits in the midst. Absolutely. Do you get creeped out, or do you feel pretty peaceful around it?
I've had both.
Mm-hmm. How about the penny? Was that a peaceful feeling?
It didn't freak me out. It was just kind of like, okay. The water turning on did kind of freak me out, and I've had a couple of, in the middle of the night, voices just like say my name real quick, and that kind of made me nervous.
Do you have a bathroom upstairs? Is there water upstairs?
No, it's just the one story.
Okay, so I want you to look for water up against the wall too. Like somebody's like splashed a balloon up against the wall. I am not getting an ominous feeling around this, even a little bit. I feel like there's two, but there's female energy. I feel like just needing to be acknowledged and just not wanting the attention. The voice that feels more male. That one is not quite as settled, but I also don't feel like it's there as much.
Okay. Yeah, it doesn't happen too much, but for a while it kind of comes and goes. It'll be a lot at one time, and then it's quiet for a while.
And you're so sweet. If you radiate your sweetness, I'm really honest here, radiate that sweetness, that helps protect you too, because you are protected by light. I mean, you're of the light. So just keep radiating your sweetness, and the darker side won't be so attracted. And I also feel like that female energy is protective.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I've heard that before.
Good validation.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling in about this. It's very brave of you.
Yeah, thank you. I'm very nervous.
Thank you, Dawn. You did great. I'm sorry, Jody's giving me a weird look. My headphones somehow end up twirled around like every leg of my chair, even though you see I sit here pretty still.
Yes, you do.
Through this, somehow every time, and then I move and I'm like, God! Something's yanking me underneath the table, and it's these serpentine cords keep whipping themselves around. Is that the ghosts messing with me?
No, I was gonna. That doesn't feel like ghost energy. That just feels a little klutzy.
Wow.
That's Yiddish.
A jerk.
Maybe
hurt my feelings now, Tim.
No, it's a loving way to say klutzy.
Klutzy. All right. Well, you can check out Jody's website at theintuitivecoach.com and follow you on Twitter at Jody Livon, JODILIVON. Jody, come back before your next book, would you?
Oh, I would love
More
to.
often. And I don't want to see you in here with any other hosts anymore.
All right,
Unless you clear it through the Godfathers here. All right.
I'll tell Amy. Okay.
We got feelings. Hey, thank you all for tuning in. Tomorrow, True Crime Tuesday. We're back. Dumb crimes, stupid criminals, and a True Crime Tuesday you will not want to miss. For Tim Dennis, I'm Dave Schrader, and this is Darkness Radio.